What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Whisper here, aka the guy in the hat, coming at you with an older death battle reaction this week. We're going to be going over all the older death battles in anticipation of the new one coming out soon. Sorry guys, my bad. I'm decided to do Skyrim versus Dark Souls. This battle, I'm not gonna lie, it's very near and dear to my heart. I grew up playing Skyrim. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite games, period. I honestly haven't played Dark Souls, so I honestly don't really know a lot about the characters in Dark Souls or the main protagonist or anything like that or any of the lore, but I know it's one of those games that always makes you rage quit, so I was always tempted to play it because I love the graphics, I love the design of all the armor, but at the same time, I never really had the time to dedicate to, getting pissed off at a game constantly. I was more into Witcher, Skyrim, obviously. I tried my hand at World of Warcraft, but I couldn't get into it. Again, literally just wasn't my thing. But otherwise, I only play a handful of fantasy games. Skyrim, honestly, in my opinion, takes the cake of the best one of all time. Takes the cake as the best one of all time. That's just me personally, but I'm just rambling on here, guys. I can't wait to see who wins. I'm rooting for you, Dragonborn. Please, please, please don't let me down, Death Battle. Alright, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos just like this one. Let me know down in the comments if you like Dark Souls or Elder Scrolls better. I think Elder Scrolls is king, personally, but that's just my opinion. And without further ado, hop straight into it.
The accursed god killer from Dark Souls.
The last Dragonborn, the dragon-slaying savior of Skyrim.
Resigned to captivity, these two demi-human heroes embraced their destinies and stared down the very gods themselves.
And devoured their friggin' souls!
Because these two lack specific canon arsenals and movesets due to being
One way to make sure they stay dead.
For this death battle, we're giving them everything they have and maxing out all of their stats.
Which is totally possible in-game if you're willing to grind. He's Wiz and
I've done it before.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm so excited, guys.
Our story begins at the end. The great cities of old have collapsed. The heroes are dead or mad, and the golden age is over. Looking out upon their decaying kingdom, everyone would like nothing more than to lay down and die.
Too bad for them. That's the one thing they couldn't do.
The world has been gripped by the undead curse, turning anyone with a mysterious dark sign into mindless, violent hollows upon repeated soul-crushing deaths.
But there is a prophecy of a chosen
There
undead
always
who will
is.
journey to Lordran, the home of the gods, and save the world.
Rotting away in an asylum, all it took was an assist from an unlucky knight and a giant raven before one unlikely hero was ready to claw their way through their progenitor's forgotten homeland.
And it helps that as long as they can keep their sense of purpose, an undead will always resurrect at the nearest bonfire. Now, they might slowly lose their memories, their personality, and their sanity, but the curse gives them as much time as they need to get good.
Seems fair.
Undead are unnaturally resilient, able to survive being impaled through the chest. They've been chewed,
Love
eaten, and
the
digested by
armor
what I
design
can
in this
describe as
game.
a toilet demon. And they can have their souls torn from their very body, because undead humans don't need their souls to survive.
Just pop some of that spicy Sunny D and they're good to go. If anything, it seems like they get off to it. And speaking of souls, they can absorb the souls of their fallen enemies to increase their power.
They're a master with swords, hammers, spears, axes, bows, you name it. And that's without any formal training. With the right stats and setup, they can be anything from a cartwheeling assassin to a dragon-smashing tank.
To the giantest of dads. And despite the serious gothic themes of the series, these weapons can get anime as hell. Smo's Great Hammer is a ginormous mallet the size of a sedan.
Based on its size and likely bronze composition, it'd have to weigh over 100 tons. A lot like Goff's Great Bow, which can shoot pillar-sized arrows and one-shot dragons out of the sky.
Or my favorite, the Moonlight Greatsword, produced from the ass of the albino dragon and founder of sorcery, Seath the Scaleless. This baby's a universe-hopping anomaly that can fire powerful sword beams.
It is a dope sword.
Oh, just looks so cool!
The chosen undead has learned magic
It
from the
does.
greatest
I'm a
practitioners
sucker
in
for
the
a cool
world. They
sword.
can create shockwaves, form defensive barriers, reflect damage, throw balls of flame, control mines, fire
I may or may
magical
not
crystal
have
spears,
become
turn invisible,
Master
and toss
Swordsmith
bolts
in
of
every
sunlight
single
strong enough to
RPG game
peel
I've
the
ever
stone
played.
scales off of mortal dragons.
So their pool of magic is pretty limited. So, if it comes down to it, they can shut off all magic in the vicinity
Including
with
Ghost
the
of Tsushima.
miracle Vow of Silence.
Gotta get that
Preventing
Master
anyone from
Katana.
speaking any spells aloud, including themselves. With this incredible arsenal and judicious attention paid to the stamina bar, the chosen undead was rolling their way to victory.
A roll so powerful it bends the laws of space and warps them through attacks like they weren't even there. Though sometimes it doesn't work and it's bullshit.
That's just a game mechanic, but great to use when you're
Sometimes
panicking.
it doesn't
They've
work.
defeated
It's
Nito,
BS.
the god of death, the bed of chaos, the mother of all demon kind, and Calamite, the strongest surviving ancient dragon.
It is a
That
cool
was
dragon.
when the chosen undead was dragged back in time to face the fallen knight Artorias, the greatest warrior in history. And not only defeat him, but accomplish the greatest feat attributed to Artorias' legend, the destruction of Manus, the father of the abyss that threatened to consume the world.
They've even beaten other chosen undead from alternate worlds, like the best buddy in all gaming, Solaire. Praise the sun, bro! And soon they were approached by these two slithery freaks. One said to link the fire, and the other said to let it die out, which totally makes sense. Wiz can explain it.
Don't
It's
look
like
at me.
the
Dark
weirdest
Souls 4 is as
design for a
notoriously
villain I've ever
convoluted
seen.
as the flow of its time stream, which is why we have a true expert in
I don't
the
even know
realms
what
of
that
nerdom
serpent
to
thing
explain
is.
it for us. Oh, Jocelyn.
You wouldn't believe how many item descriptions, forum posts, and moody 2013 lore
I
videos
like
I had to
Jocelyn.
watch through for this. It's story time, kids. In the beginning, the world was unformed and static. Then suddenly, the first flame burst to life, and with it, the concepts of heat and cold, life and death, energy and time, light and dark.
Sounds like a mythological Big Bang.
The gods were granted immensely powerful souls from the first flame, but their greatest fear was the soul possessed collectively by the race known as humanity, the Dark Soul.
course it was.
The Skyfather Gwyn feared humanity's immortality, and so sealed their dark souls within them. But as humanity reproduced, the Dark Soul collectively grew and the first flame waned. Turns out humans were naturally undying, or according to the gods' propaganda, undead.
Gasp! It's all a conspiracy. The undead curse was a lie.
Always a
Linking
conspiracy.
the fire means using your very soul as fuel to keep the first flame burning. If an undead champion believes their immortality is a curse, they'll do anything to prevent it, including burning fragments of the dark soul to keep the age of the gods going.
So you're a pawn in a game played by decrepit gods desperately clinging to power. Well, that's a huge bummer.
Sounds about
They
right.
might look like a depressed California raisin, but in order to link the flame, their soul needs to be strong enough to maintain the whole universe and the flow of time for another 1,000 years.
Other similarly powerful undead across time are swift enough to dodge lightning and even light itself. Based on their dodge compared to this beam and the time it took to reach them, they'd be reacting and moving at over 20% the speed of light.
At the end of their quest, they faced down and defeated Gwyn, the Lord of
I don't know how
Cinder,
fast the
long
Dragonborn
hollowed
can
from
move,
linking
but
the
I'm sure
flame
it's faster
1,000
than
years
that.
ago. So, which will you choose? Link the fire and prolong the current age, or let it fade until only dark remains?
This is the biggest bummer of them all. Truth is, it never mattered. The cycle just continues age after age, with new heroes replacing the old ones, until the chosen undead was long forgotten.
Oh,
Until the infinite march of time ground the world to ash. It was never about the happy
I'd
ending.
probably try and
It
break the
didn't
wheel.
Exist. It was about the struggle to get there. That's ultimately what gives us meaning.
I like that line.
Hey, you're finally awake.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the frosty
So many
mighty
times I've been there.
paradise of Skyrim. Visit the
I know that
quaint
cutscene like
Nordic
the back of my
villages.
hand.
Hike up to the throne of the world. Marvel at the beauty of Blackreach. Hey, what's that in the sky? Why, it's Macho Man Randy Savage. No, it's Thomas the
God,
Tank
so
Engine.
many mods.
Oh, that is a dragon. But not just any mere Drake. This is Alduin, the World Eater. And he's
God,
come
he's
to
so
burn
stupidly
everything
broken.
to a cinder.
But fortunately for you, his path of destruction happened to interrupt your
Honestly, he
impending
should have killed
execution
me.
at the hands of those uppity Imperial pigs. That'll be the worst mistake this scaly monster would ever make.
It
Hey, I
wouldn't
fought
be
for the
long before you
Empire.
escaped
I
the
originally
destruction
did
of
fight
Helgen
for
and
the
defeated a
Stormcloaks,
dragon
but
yourself.
Then
they're dicks.
absorbed its freaking soul.
That could only mean one thing. You are a being born with the blood and soul of a dragon. in
Plus
the
I like
body of a
taking
Nord,
Ulfric's
or
armor.
Elf, or Khajiit, or lizard dude destined to battle Alduin and save the world.
In their tongue, you are the Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Bustro Da.
In their quest to rid Tamriel of Alduin's dragon army, the Dragonborn became a jack of all trades, master of
God, I love
They
the
learned to be
Wabbajack.
a master assassin with the Dark Brotherhood, a master sorcerer with the College of Winterhold, a master thief with...
Let me know, guys. I honestly thought the Dark Brotherhood story mode was a little underwhelming. Like, don't get me wrong, I still played it every single time. But I honestly wish there was just more to it. I definitely like the Thieves Guild storyline a lot better. That's just me personally. But I personally think the Thieves Guild storyline had more stuff played out throughout the whole thing. And after you even complete the Dark Brotherhood missions, all you can really do is do random assassination quests that don't really matter or affect the game one way or another. I don't know, I just feel like the Thieves Guild, you get more out of it, you can sell your goods, and you can just basically have access to all the different perks and services that being the Master of the Thieves Guild gives you. And you don't even have to return the skeleton key if you don't want to, so you can just have infinite ability to pick locks and chests. So it's better in my opinion personally.
the Nightingales, a master dragon hunter with the blades, and a master good boy. Who's a good boy? That's a good boy.
They even fought in the Skyrim Civil War on the side of the Imperial Legion, champions of order.
You mean the Nordic War for Independence on the side of the Stormcloaks?
They were
Those
dicks,
elf-funded
guys.
Nord supremacists?
Don't be
Better than
fooled by
those
them.
jackbooted Cyrodiil fascists? But what else could I expect from a monster who
Imperials
steals
were
from
dicks
innocent
too, but they were
villagers
still
by
the better
sticking
choice.
buckets over their heads.
They can put their skills to good use with an absolute glut of weaponry. Not just the usuals like daggers, swords, hammers, and axes, but also special weapons given to them by the Daedric princes.
They're basically crazy powerful gods from the plane of existence called Oblivion. From that wascally wabbit Sheogorath, the Dragonborn received the Wabbajack, a staff that casts a completely random spell on its target, from disintegrating
Love the
them to
Wabbajack.
healing them to turning him into a chicken.
From Meridia, they received the Dawnbreaker, a holy sword made for burning the undead to ash. That's similar to Oriel's bow, which can shoot fiery arrows that can blot out the sun. To cover the distance between the
Honestly,
Earth and
the most
sun in
useless
about
bow and
2
arrow in the
seconds,
game.
The arrow would have to be moving at over 250
It's good for the
times
vampire
speed
storyline, but then you
light.
never use it again,
Except
really.
this
And I
isn't
get
Earth
way
and the
better
sun.
bows than that
This
all
is
the time.
planet Nirn, and that's Magnus. According to
I honestly
Elder
like the
Scrolls
glass
lore
bow you
master
get from that
Michael
thief in the
Kirkbride and
outhouse
his
a lot better.
in-universe text cosmology, when you look up at the sun, you're actually looking into a dimension of pure magic. Confused yet? I am.
Exact measurements here are difficult to make, but if anything,
Not
the
really,
distance
but it
should be
explains a
much
lot.
greater.
Speaking of magic bullshit, the Dragonborn can heal themselves, cast wards and destructive elemental spells, control minds, conjure weapons, and summon
You can even
lesser
do the
danger
lightning
to help
version of a
them out in the
Kamehameha.
scrap.
They're an especially powerful mage because their mana recovers itself automatically over time. They'll never truly run out of firepower. But as a Dovahkiin, the ability they're most famous for is the Thum, or shout. By speaking the words of the dragon language, they can manifest their will into reality.
Like with the classic Foo's Roda!
The most
an
abused
unrelenting
shout in the
force
entire
which can
game.
knock your neighbors into next week. Or Soul Tear, which removes the soul from your enemy's body and stores it in a cute gem. Like so. Reversal!
I personally use Marked for Death more.
Wait, why didn't anything? Oh. Oh!
Student loans, man. Something had to cover the down payment. With these shouts, the Dragonborn can summon
God, man.
country-spanning storms,
We need debt
slow down
forgiveness.
time, and even
ASAP.
call upon a dragon for help. Odahviing. Dragons may look like scaly reptiles, but in reality, they're immortal demigods older than time itself. They're the children of the chief god of Tamriel's pantheon.
The Dragonborn is an unstoppable force of nature. If they happen to take any damage, they can just drink a potion or nosh on a cheese wheel and be good as new. And
So
they
much
can carry
cheese.
up to 150 cheeses at once. By
God, I
tree.
remember that clip.
Assuming these abnormally large cheese wheels have an average weight of 70 pounds, we can determine that the Dragonborn can carry up to 10,500
Why does no
pounds of
RPG game
cheese.
have a
And
bag
that
of
makes
holding in
sense,
it?
considering they can match muscles with giants who are so strong they can shatter the game's spaghetti code to pieces.
God,
Last Dragonborn
so
has
many
battled the
times.
vampire
Literally, you're not a
Lord
true
Harkon,
Skyrim player
ended
unless you've been
Skyrim's
killed by a
Civil War,
giant at
and
least 20
defeated
times.
The first Dragonborn, Miraak.
And according to the book, The Guardian and the Traitor, Miraak was powerful enough to tear apart the island of Solstheim from Skyrim's mainland.
By comparing the size of various countries on Tamriel's map, we can determine that Solstheim is a landmass nearly 1,500 miles in diameter. In order to move that much land over the course of their fight, Miraak's magical prowess must have output an energy over 300 teratons of TNT.
That's 3 times the impact of the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Not too crazy when shouts can get strong enough to shake the world itself.
It wasn't long before the Dragonborn confronted Alduin in Nord Heaven and put an end to the World Eater once and for all.
Yeah, but that is literal. By absorbing the souls in Skyrim's afterlife, Alduin was powerful enough to devour everything. Not just the planet of Nirn,
Yep,
but
the
the
World
Kalpa,
Eater.
the entire timeline, past, present, and future.
That's the level of unimaginable power the Dragonborn is dealing with here.
Tamriel is no stranger to great heroes across its vast, sprawling history. The Nerevarine, the hero of Kvatch, all magnificent in their own right.
But when you heard that shout echo through the mountains and the death throes of a dragon defeated, you knew it could only be the Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin, Dovahkiin.
I'm rooting for you, man.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Trying not to get too excited. I'm worried because I want him to win so badly that he's not.
Fool who would let the flame burn the age of humans to ashes. The ancients of dark.
Wish I could wear a helmet like that in Skyrim or The Witcher.
Save us, chosen undead.
Dark Souls definitely has better armor sets, but Skyrim just has better everything else. Yeesh. Okay. Hit him with the lightning. Come on. Nice. Called for backup. You mother... You don't kill a dragon. Well, to be fair, you did kill, like, at least one dragon. But still. And I've killed, like, honestly, I can't really talk. I'm guilty of it myself. Alright, that's still a clean sword. Alright, time to meet Dawnbreaker. Kinda looks like a toothpick in comparison. Oh my god, I forgot he could take away your sound.
Prepare to die.
No!
Save this world, chosen warrior. Bring the fire.
What's going on?
Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.
What happened? Did we win?
KO!
You die!
Oh my god, this boss is bullshit!
This debate was fascinating. The
So did we
Dragonborn had
win?
a wider variety of training, better access to summons, and magic that passively regenerated, as opposed to the Chosen Undead's limited pool of magic.
Vow of Silence was a slick counter to the Dragonborn's magic and shouts, but it wouldn't last forever.
This is what I mean. I feel like they
Dragonborn was significantly
sometimes...
faster too. The chosen
Handy
undead
things in a
could
way
dodge
where it's
beams
kind of
light,
vague.
Sure, but Oriel's bow could fire arrows that move at least 250 times that.
But none of that
I
mattered
think he
if
won,
the
though.
chosen undead couldn't stay dead.
You'd think the Dragonborn's anti-undead weaponry like Dawnbreaker would be an easy solution, but the undead of Dark Souls aren't really the same as Draugr from Skyrim.
No, they're
Skyrim
completely
undead
different.
are more like those classic reanimated skeletons. But remember the conspiracy. Humans in Dark Souls are naturally immortal. They're not actually undead.
Soul Tear wouldn't have been much use either, considering humans in Dark Souls can have their souls removed without dying.
So
Yeah, guys,
why
I think we
didn't the
won.
chosen undead
All right.
just keep coming back
Good
until
stuff.
they
Good stuff,
eventually
Death
won?
Battle.
Like with any Dark Souls boss.
One word, power. The Dragonborn had way more and
Yep, we
greater
won.
feats of raw power than the chosen undead.
Oh yeah, like summoning country-spanning storms with a single shout, or defeating Mirek, who split a continent.
There's also the lore. Both characters are essentially mythological demigods in the same kind of vein as Hercules or Sun Wukong. Gameplay alone won't give you the best idea of their full power as characters.
So let's get an idea of their max potential from the lore.
The chosen
Let's
undead
go.
sustaining the first flame with their soul was insanely impressive. Considering the first flame is responsible for the core concepts of the universe, like energy and time, it's not a stretch to say it affects not just the planet they live on, but the whole universe.
But that's nothing compared to the power levels in the Elder Scrolls.
Let's compare the first flame to Alduin. Both literally run on the power of
Those
souls,
broken
and both
dragon
can
in
be
video
directly
games.
scaled to our combatants.
Alduin had strength to consume the universe, not just Nirn, but the Kalpa as well.
You know those planets
See what I
you
mean?
see in the sky? According to cosmology, those are actually separate, infinitely big planes of reality. Alduin was going to eat infinity. Multiple infinities.
In comparison, the first flame is powerful enough to sustain a universe and the flow of time. But it can't be infinite. Otherwise, it never would have faded to begin with.
And that meant the chosen
That's
undead
true.
just
By
wasn't
nature, that
powerful
means it
enough
must
no
have
matter
some
how
limit.
many times they revive. With that much of a difference in power, the chosen undead would eventually lose their will to fight and go hollow. It's not traditional, but it is a form of death in Dark Souls. The chosen undead was surely tenacity personified, but still wasn't enough to stand up to the Dragonborn's incredible skill, broken arsenal, and overwhelming power.
The chosen undead could only last so long before they flamed out.
The winner is the Dragonborn.
Finally.
Thanks for watching.
Battle that
Stay
actually
tuned, we have
goes
a new
my
Death
way.
Battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and extra content. Planet level members even see
Alright guys, that was definitely worth watching. I'm glad I took the time to go back to some of these older death battles. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me. For all you old Skyrim fans out there, I mean it, for once in our life, our views are vindicated. Finally, I always thought that Alduin was stupidly broken, and Death Battle just all but confirmed it for us. So for once, I actually really appreciate that these guys went and did their homework. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction with me. I mean it means the world to me. We're getting more and more subscribers every day. Thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube shorts. We're getting more and more views every day I look. Thank you so much, it means the world to me. We got our first video to reach over 1,000 views. I'm so excited to keep bringing you more reaction videos just like this one. Please hit that like button. Subscribe for more reaction videos just like this one. I'll see you in my next video. Have an awesome day, guys. Take it easy.